Hello, elements. I hope you guys are good. Okay, I couldn't help it, but we have to discuss the issue of magic, prayer, witchcraft. Okay, right. Let's unpack this. All these things are a form of manifestation from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. They are all forms of manifestations, right? Okay, so there are three forms of manifestations. I'm trying to get these things, yabo. Oh, that's so evil. That's not how it's done. That's blah 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 blah. That's this and that out of your heads, because there's been a misconception and misdefinition of some words and some practices. So today, let's just eliminate the stereotype and know the truth. Okay? Let me help let me help you help your soul. That's not what I wanted to say though. That's not what I wanted to say. But then yeah, let me help you help your soul. Okay, there's this thing called manifestation, right? Manifestation is the creation of something using the elements from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, right? We are spiritual beings. Like, that is something we cannot run away from. And it's true, it's the truth, it's facts. We're spiritual beings. We're one creation. What can I say? Every living thing, from plants to animals to anything that is made of carbon, that has carbon in it, has a soul. I'll get this on another video because I don't want to complete, but I just wanted to bring out that fact that anything that has carbon has a soul, and a soul is the only thing that is closer to creation, right? And one day we'll have to discuss the issue of God, because when it comes to believers would say anything with carbon and has a soul is the only thing closest to God. Atheists and other, let me just say atheist will say anything that has carbon and has a soul is the only thing closest to creation. That's a story for another day. Today, let's just discuss this. Anything that has carbon and has a soul is closer to creation, is closer to God. Right? So it means this thing is so powerful in a sense that it can manifest anything. It can create anything from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. It's possible. Yeah, I know. Element, you're being so profound right now. Oh my God, no, Element, you're being this and this and that. No. I'm just spitting facts. It's true. You can manifest anything, even the impossible, if you put your mind to it. I have this phone right here. Phone. It's physical. It's tangible. Yeah, it's tangible. Good. Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. You see it? Like, you feel it? You can smell. Yes, it's in the physical form. Good. Let's say I don't have a phone. Right now I'm going to say something that's just going to blow your mind away. Yeah, I'm serious. It's going to blow your mind away. Get ready to blow it away. So, if this soul elements can get into a state of deep, the kind of meditation that is really deep, like just completely leave the carbon physical state behind and immerse myself into my spirituality, my spiritual realm, my spiritual being 100%. That is like 100% dead. Oh my god, Tisha says something really, really profound right now. Okay, most people will not understand this, but then you can be 100% dead. Okay, so if I can let myself be 100% dead and manifest a phone, it will depend on my, for those who did aviation, coordinates. There's something called coordinates. It will depend on my coordinates, on the location I'm in the spiritual realm. There is this really, really, really deep location. I myself have never even tapped into it, but I've heard that it's there. I don't know. I haven't tapped into it, but I've heard that it's there. They say that if you tap into this thing, you touch God's hand. For those who believe in God, you touch God's hand. For those who believe in creation, you become the creator. For those who don't believe in God and believe in creation, atheist, you become the creator. Oh, yikes, that's deep. Okay, that's really deep. I'm sorry, I just have to put it out there. I can't sugarcoat anything, because spirituality is just like that. It's out of this world. So if I sugarcoat anything, it will lose the meaning behind it. Okay, so once you tap into this location, you become the creator, or you touch hands with God. So you can create a phone. A phone can appear. When we're in that position, when we're in that location, a phone can physically appear if you manifest a phone. And then there is a location just outside the bullseye. Yes, the point whereby you are the creator, you are actually in the bullseye. For the archeries and dart players, you are actually in the bullseye. And then just the zone outside of the bullseye, there is that location in the spiritual realm too, whereby you can manifest a phone into the physical realm, and somebody enters in the room out of nowhere and be like, oh, I brought this phone. What most people call a miracle. So yes, manifestation does happen when you give yourself away completely into the spiritual realm. Die a little. Okay, so where was I? There are three main forms. No, in fact, let me just say there are three forms which we're gonna discuss today. Let's just say four. Let's say four, yeah, because I don't want to leave this one out, because it's one of the deepest ones. Okay, there are four types of manifestations. As I said in my previous video, there is nothing like good and bad. Bad only compromises of two aspects. Aspect number one, when you're doing something or anything that will inflict pain or harm to the next person, right? You're doing this thing to make yourself happy in the expense of somebody else's comfort or happiness. Number one. So, life is all about being happy, right? Life is about being happy. That's why we're here. We're here to experience life and be happy while it. Be comfortable and happy while experiencing this physicality. So if you're happy, but then somebody is suffering for your happiness, happy at the expense of somebody else's happiness and comfort, that is wrong, bad. That's number one. Number one, getting your happiness at the expense of somebody else's happiness and comfort. Bad number two, using magic to make yourself happy. And if you can check my last video, you will know what magic is. But then I'll explain it again today because it's a form of manifestation too, out of these four. So there are 4 types of manifestation. Okay. The 3 good and 1 bad. These are not the only types of manifestations. These are the main ones. In fact, these are the ones I know of because I'm not a god, right? I don't know in everything. I know some of the things I've experienced, so I'm only sharing what I know. So these are the 4 I know of. They are the main ones according to me. The first one that I've been brought up with is prayer. I'm from a Christian background and I've converted to spirituality. That's a story for another day. I'll tell you the story of my life and how I got to being element. Right. 1, it's prayer. When you pray, you get into this deepest kind of spiritual state. It is called lesithathu Zulu in my language. Lesithathu Zulu, ungena into the 3rd level of heaven. That's when you can pray and manifest anything you want, and it will happen. And they call it a miracle because it has happened. Something you've been longing for has actually happened. Like it has actually been manifested into this physical realm. You have actually taken it from the spiritual realm into the physical. In fact, that's just the definition of manifestation: taking what is already there from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. That's a good manifestation, normal, natural manifestation. Taking from the spiritual realm, manifesting it into the physical realm so that it works for your good without harming anyone in the process. Right. So prayer, number 1, and then number 2 is meditation. That's the one I use. Meditate, you get into the bullseye and you manifest. That's another way of taking something from the spiritual realm into the physical realm for your own good without harming anyone else. Then there is witchcraft. I was so shocked to hear how this name came about and was lost in translation and interpretation and ended up changing its pronunciation and spelling and witchcraft. This is how this thing came about. I'm not sure if it's true, but it made sense. I was like, it's highly possible. Apparently Africans, a long time ago during the ancient times, that the women would deliver their babies on their own, just like animals do. So this baby was oblique and this woman was in labor. She was alone in the wilderness trying to give birth. So she laid down there, and then the Europeans came by, tried to assist, and the woman was like, no, don't worry, I got this. She combined plants and made a concoction of some sort, dipped her hands into that concoction, laid down like this, and moved her hands around the belly. Around the belly. Without even touching anything, the baby became ready. Straight from oblique to, I don't know what's, I'm not really a nurse, but there is a word for being straight, like an oblique. The baby became an oblique and ready to come, and was ready to come out through the vagina. The Europeans were like, huh, which craft did she use to do this? Which craft? As in, what kind of craft did she use? Right, exactly. So this thing, the word was used for a lot of people. Like, oh my God, I want to use that craft. Which craft? Yes, witchcraft. And then they're like, oh, witchcraft, no. Until it was mispronounced and misdefined, it just lost its original meaning, original stage. So, yeah. Witchcraft is the use of physical things to tamper into the spiritual realm. That's just it. It does not mean you're using magic. That's what is bad. Magic is bad. The only bad you can do, one, is to make yourself happy at the expense of somebody else's happiness and comfort. Number two is to perform magic. I'll get to define what magic is. I did, though, define it in my previous video, but I'll explain it again right now. Only two. So when out of everything in this world, you're preferring to do this two, the bad kind. But anyways, I was explaining witchcraft. Witchcraft is not magic. It's a form of prayer. It's a form of meditation. Witchcraft is combining or using things that are in the physical realm as a point of contact into the spiritual realm. It's tapping into the spiritual world using things that are in the physical realm. I don't know if I'm making sense. But then some people are able to use physical objects to tap into the spiritual realm. Just like this lady who used plants and made a concoction to tap into the physical, into the spiritual realm and make this baby an oblique. So witchcraft, you can make protection spells, you can manifest things, you can make medication, you can do anything with witchcraft as long as it doesn't harm anybody else. Right? That is witchcraft. So it's a way of tapping into the spiritual realm using physical objects. Then there's magic. Magic is when there's nothing like white witchcraft, dark witchcraft, black witchcraft. No. There's just magic. There's nothing like white magic or black magic. Magic is just black. Full stop. There's nothing good about magic, okay? I'm not talking about these things, the tricks. Those are just illusions. Don't think that magicians are evil. That name magicians came from the fact that they're doing something that people cannot explain. Otherwise, those are illusions and tricks. That's not magic. Magic is this black, not black, because right now I don't like labeling everything wrong as black, and I hate that. Magic is this bad, it's bad, evil thing. It's just evil and bad. Magic is when you combine things that belong in the physical realm with things that belong into the spiritual realm into one thing, combining it into one and creating your own object that has never existed before. Because the secret into this thing, whatever is in the spiritual realm should be in the spiritual realm, and whatever is in the physical realm should be in the physical. These two realms should live independently of each other. Not by any means should they come together, because if they come together, it creates chaos all the time. It's always a chaotic output. Whenever they meet, something chaotic happens all the time. It's always the case. So that's why when you manifest, the good kind of manifestation, it's when you're taking things from the spiritual realm into the physical realm so that you enjoy them as flesh, right? But then it's impossible to take things from the physical realm to the spiritual realm. That's a story for another day. You can only take things from the spiritual realm to the physical realm, right? But then the problem comes when you're trying to take things from the physical realm, from the spiritual realm, and the physical realm, and combining them into one thing. Those worlds should not meet, and that is magic. That's where magic comes in. And whatever comes out of there is always chaotic. Somebody will get hurt. Like it or not, black or blue, somebody will get hurt from whatever the thing is created, whether it's the creator of this thing or whoever this thing is directed to. Mostly, this is what is called is defined as witchcraft. Misdefinition, and just complete misunderstanding. This is not witchcraft. It's magic. This form of manifestation is part of the bad two things I mentioned. Bad number one is making yourself happy at the expense of somebody else's happiness or comfort. For example, going to your boss, for those who believe in white collar jobs, going to your boss and whistleblowing, in fact. Whistleblowing or lying about your co-workers to your boss, telling your boss could see, oh my god, this one raped me, bad money raped me, and then that person gets fired. Maybe that person was a superior, and then you end that person's position in a form of a promotion. You've made yourself happy at the expense of the next person. That is bad number one. Bad number two is performing magic, combining the spiritual realm and the physical realm and creating something chaotic. That's all. So you can't tell me that, oh, Elements, you have such a horrible hairstyle, you shouldn't do such hairstyle, it's bad. Bad according to who? Who am I hurting with this hairstyle? I love it. As long as I'm happy, that is good. As long as I'm happy, it's good. It's really good. Because I'm happy, I haven't hurt anyone, I didn't perform any magic of some sort. I did not. This is just pure happiness. It's pure happiness, pure bliss. My own man-made happiness. Pure. I didn't hurt anyone. I didn't perform any magic. You cannot say, but Element, you cannot be a prostitute because it's morally wrong. You cannot earn money out of prostitution. And then the prostitute asks, according to who? Who am I hurting? I didn't go around chasing after people's boyfriends and husbands to come to me. They came to me. I make money. I'm happy. I'm enjoying sex. I love everything. I'm happy. My customers are happy. No one is hurt. No, unless you are the one who chases after these clients. Then that's wrong, because you are hurting the partners of the clients. But then the client came to you. You didn't force the client. So how is that bad? But then that's a story for another day. This should be a discussion. There should be a discussion. I'm not ready to do lives. I think we should discuss these controversies that were created by society, good or bad according to societal standards. It's really a mess. You cannot tell me, Elements, You've planted a tree. That's a good thing. Good according to who? What if I'm not happy to plant a tree? That means it's bad for me, right? Because I've done something to make others happy at the expense of my happiness. So it's bad. You see, in my last video, I made an example that this person chooses to cut off his or her finger because he likes it. It makes him happy. And you'll be like, oh, it's so bad because you're inflicting pain onto yourself. I'm like, bad according to you, not according to me. I enjoy this pain. It makes me happy. So bad according to whose standards? You feel me? There's nothing good or bad in this world. There's nothing, because each and everyone has their own preferences and standards. So you cannot say this is good, this is bad according to whose standards, you see. But then today I was here to talk about manifestation, and this good and bad issue always seems to pop up. It always seems to pop up. But then there is nothing good or bad in this world. Everything is good and everything is bad according to that person's standards, right? So the only bad you can do is, one, make yourself happy in the expense, in or at the expense of somebody's happiness, and two, perform magic. But then otherwise, there's just, everyone has his or her own standards. Nobody can define anyone else's standards, good or bad. Let's just stick in our own lanes, guys. Stick in your lane, and then everyone is happy, fulfilling the purpose of life. The whole purpose of life is to be happy in this world, not conform according to morals and societal standards. But then, till next time, thank you. Have a good day, elements. Love you.